the young, and the restless. Spoilers. Welcome back to our channel, fellow Genoa City addicts. Today is a beautiful, drama-filled day to dive headfirst into the absolute madness that is unfolding on our screens. Grab a huge cup of coffee, settle into your favorite spot, and let's unpack the explosive, mind-blowing twists that are shaking up the canvas right now. I am typing this at 2 a.m. because I cannot sleep after what we just witnessed, and I am literally vibrating with a mix of excitement, anxiety, and pure, unfiltered rage. Can we talk about this? I mean, seriously. Can we just pause for a second and talk about the sheer audacity of Victor Newman and the absolute, undeniable brilliance of Sally Spectra? I have been watching this show for years. And I swear, sometimes the writers make me want to throw my remote at the television screen. But then they pull a massive stunt like this, and I am completely, hopelessly pulled back in. I am so emotionally invested in Sally right now that it actually hurts my chest. And let's just get right into it because my brain is spinning a million miles a minute. Sally is completely, utterly exhausted. She is pregnant, she is vulnerable, and she is being hunted by an absolute monster. Yes, I called him a monster. Because what else do you call Victor Newman when he is actively, maliciously trying to destroy a pregnant woman's business just because he doesn't like her? For weeks, Sally has been operating under this suffocating, terrifying paranoia. She genuinely thought Adam and Chelsea were the ones plotting against Spectra Charles. She was looking over her shoulder, doubting her friends, doubting her own sanity, and wondering who was trying to rip her dream away from her. But no, it's Victor. It is always Victor. Because Victor Newman cannot just let people live. He cannot let anyone exist outside of his iron-fisted control, especially not a woman who dared to love his sons and dared to try and build an independent empire for herself. I am so sick and tired of this repetitive narrative where Victor gets to play God with everyone's lives and everyone just bows down to him like he's royalty. But not Sally. Oh no, not our girl Sally. She is finally hitting her breaking point, and I am cheering for her so loud I probably woke up my entire neighborhood. So, she's exhausted. She's tired of fighting this invisible, draining war against a billionaire who has limitless resources and zero moral compass. And what does she do? She doesn't just roll over and cry. She doesn't just go to Adam and beg him to fix it. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's talk about Adam for a second. Adam actually went to Victor and begged him to leave Sally alone. Begged! I mean, I love Adam, I really do, but come on. Since when does begging Victor Newman ever work? It just shows Victor your weak spot. Adam standing there in the Newman Ranch living room, looking like a scolded child, pleading with his father to spare the mother of his late child. It was pathetic, honestly. It just proved to Sally that the Newman men cannot and will not protect her from the Newman patriarch. Okay, back to the main point. Sally realizes she is completely outgunned in Genoa City. The Newmans own the town. The Abbotts are busy with their own Diane and Patty hostage crisis nightmare, which is a whole other level of crazy that we will have to dissect later, because Jack being blackmailed by Patty for sex is making me physically ill. So Sally looks at her contacts, she looks at her life, and she remembers exactly who she is. She is a Spectra. Do people in Genoa City just conveniently forget that Sally came from Los Angeles? Do they forget that she was literally introduced on The Bold and the Beautiful as a scrappy, fierce, take-no-prisoners fashion designer who went toe-to-toe with the entire Forrester dynasty? I feel like everyone in GC treats Sally like she's just some local girl who got lucky and stumbled into the corporate world. No. She has deep, chaotic roots in LA. She has connections to some of the most ruthless people on the West Coast. She grew up in the trenches of the LA fashion wars with her great-aunt Shirley. The Spectras are survivors. They are hustlers. They know how to play dirty when the elites try to step on them. And when a Spectra is backed into a corner, they don't surrender. They call in the heavy artillery. And that is exactly what she did. She made the call. She reached out to her LA connections, and the spoilers are saying we are about to welcome a literal assassin character. A powerful, ruthless, terrifying fixer who is coming to Genoa City specifically to make Victor Newman's life a living hell and make him sweat. I am screaming. I am running around my living room because this is the exact kind of crossover energy we have been begging for. Who did she call? I am racking my brain trying to figure this out. Is it someone from the LA Underground that she met during her darker days? Is it a mercenary that the Spectra family used to know back when they were stealing designs? Is it some long-lost relative who operates in the shadows and handles the family's dirty work? Whoever it is, they are described as strong, lethal, and capable of completely exhausting Victor. Do you know how hard it is to make Victor Newman tired? The man barely blinks when a loaded gun is pointed at his face. He treats corporate espionage like it's a casual game of golf. But here is the thing that really gets me, the thing that makes me want to pull my hair out. Victor already knows. Of course he does. Because Victor's security team is apparently omniscient and possesses magical powers. He probably has Sally's phone tapped, her emails monitored, and a stealth drone flying outside her apartment window. It is infuriating that he is always 3 steps ahead, but it also sets up the most epic cinematic showdown we've seen on this soap in years. Picture Victor sitting in his leather chair at the ranch, staring at the portrait of himself, sipping his tequila, fully knowing that an LA assassin is on a plane heading straight for him. He's probably arrogant enough to think he can handle it with one phone call to his security goons. He probably thinks this is just a cute little temper tantrum from a desperate pregnant woman. I am sorry, but Victor is severely underestimating her. He is underestimating the primal, ferocious instinct of a pregnant woman who has already lost 1 child. Remember baby Ava? I am still not over that trauma. I will never be over it, and neither is Sally. She is fighting to protect her future, her business, and her sanity. Sally is not playing a cute corporate game anymore. This is raw survival. And when you bring a literal assassin into the mix, all bets are completely off the table. Can we just take a moment to visualize the aesthetic of this LA character arriving in GC? I am picturing someone stepping off a private jet at the Genoa City Athletic Club wearing designer sunglasses, impeccably dressed in all black, but with an aura that screams absolute danger. Someone who walks into society and immediately makes the room drop 10 degrees. Someone who doesn't give a single damn about the Newman name or their legacy. In LA, the Newmans are just another rich family with good PR. This assassin isn't going to be intimidated by Victor's deep, gravelly voice and his constant threats of, "You got that?" I know some people in the fandom are loving this whole Victor as the ultimate unbeatable puppet master era, but personally, I am so ready to see him take a massive, humbling hit. Remember when they tried this Invincible Victor storyline a few years ago and he ended up faking his death to frame Adam? Remember when he brought Marco Anatelli to town and it backfired spectacularly? Yeah, didn't work out so perfectly then, either. It gets boring when the villain always wins without breaking a sweat. We need a real challenger. We need someone who can hit Victor where it actually hurts, and this LA connection might be exactly what the show needs to violently shake up the stale power dynamics. And what about Audra? We have to talk about Audra Charles for a second. Audra is basically Sally's only real friend right now, and she has been her rock through all this paranoia. We know Audra loves power, she loves chaos, and she loves being on the winning side. If Sally brings a lethal LA fixer into town, you just know Audra is going to want to align herself with that dark energy. Imagine Sally, Audra, and this mysterious assassin teaming up to dismantle Victor's attacks piece by piece. It would be iconic. The young women of Genoa City taking back their power from the old guard patriarch. I am manifesting this so hard right now, I need the writers to see this vision. But I'm also terrified because this is the young and the restless, and the writers absolutely love to make Sally suffer for no reason. If she brings a dangerous element into town, what if it backfires horribly? What if the assassin goes too far and people get hurt? What if Nick or Adam get caught in the crossfire? Nick is already spiraling out of control, practically on the verge of a full-blown drug relapse because he caught Phyllis and Matt Clark having a cozy little date. Which, ew, Phyllis, what on earth are you doing dating the man who tortured your family? The whole town is a literal powder keg right now. Devin is having a psychological breakdown over Mariah's release date. Jack is desperately hunting for Diane while Patty plays sick mind games. Nikki is devastated over her failed eye surgery. And now we are adding a hitman to the mix? It is absolute, unadulterated chaos, and I am devouring every single second of it. I cannot look away. I just really hope the writers give Sally the upper hand here for once. She deserves a massive win. She has been beaten down, fired, dumped, manipulated, and traumatized over and over again. Letting her orchestrate a massive calculated counterattack against Victor Newman using her B&B roots is the kind of long-term storytelling payoff that we loyal fans crave. We want to see the Spectra legacy honored. We want to see that LA Fire burn Victor's plans to the ground. Victor thinks he has the chessboard completely mapped out. He thinks he knows every single move Sally can possibly make. But he doesn't understand the sheer terrifying desperation of someone who has nothing left to lose and everything to protect. This assassin isn't just a hired gun. They are the physical manifestation of Sally's rage. All the grief, all the paranoia, all the exhaustion, she is channeling it into this one desperate, lethal strike. Am I the only one who thinks Victor might actually be in over his head this time? Like, sure, he knows the assassin is coming. He's prepared his guards. But knowing a Category 5 hurricane is coming doesn't mean you can stop it from tearing the roof off your house. I want to see Victor's smug little smile wiped right off his face when this LA powerhouse walks into Newman Enterprises, bypasses all his security, and completely wrecks his carefully laid plans. I am going to be glued to my screen all week. They better not drag this out for months with boring board meetings and endless talking in the GCAC. I want the confrontation now. I want the dramatic stares, the veiled threats, the corporate espionage, the physical danger, all of it. Sally Spectra is finally fighting back, and Genoa City will never, ever be the same. Okay, I need to breathe and maybe drink some water. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because my mind is completely blown and I desperately need to vent with people who actually get it.